Okay, so today we have Peter Goslich with us, who wrote a very interesting article, I thought, on the Mills and Mills website about agreements and the schedules to those agreements. Because oftentimes we will see in our practice that the focus is on the agreement, and then the schedule is seen as a sideshow almost. So, Peter, tell us, what is a schedule to an agreement and why is it important?
Thanks, Adnan. Um, Absolutely. Oftentimes, people will focus on the agreement itself, but the agreement sets out is the roadmap, what the parties are to transact on. But the actual items that are being transacted are typically set out in a schedule. That could be from a list of employees, a list of assets, a description of services that are to be provided, but it should be clear and concise on what's actually what party A is giving to party B, and party B is paying for those services or items.
Right. So it sounds like then if the main agreement is sort of the general overview of the transaction, the schedules are the details.
Exactly. Oftentimes in an agreement, it will say, we will, you will assume the employees as set out in Schedule A. But what you want to make sure is in that agreement, when you flip to the end of it, Schedule A has a list of employees with the details of that. Same thing with the seller will sell all of the vehicles as listed in Schedule B. Go to Schedule B, they should be listed there. But oftentimes people think, well, we just have to get the agreement done and we'll worry about the schedules later. But that's the wrong approach, because there could be a misunderstanding on what's actually being transferred. And that could lead to conflict down the road. So it's important to ensure you have complete schedules before a deal closes, just so you're aware and sure of what it is that you're transacting on.
And I certainly know, and working with you as well, that when there is conflict, we see these agreements with schedules that are incomplete. People are arguing about what the agreement actually means and what is actually being bought and sold, and it results in litigation sometimes.
Absolutely. And oftentimes litigation can ensue of that, because there's a misunderstanding, because I there was no meeting of the mind. There was no clear description of what was being transacted. And oftentimes, and it happens frequently before a deal is even finalized, where someone thinks they're purchasing or they're acquiring something of a great list, but then when the other party that is selling actually provides that schedule, that's where there's a clear kind of meeting of the minds, where it's, well, I expected a lot more than this, and the other person could be saying, well, that's all there is. It's better to not come into an agreement if there has been no meeting of the minds and you haven't there you don't have clear schedules in place. So it's paramount to focus on the items or service that is being transacted, and that both parties are on the same page before they finalize the deal.
And if somebody's watching this and they are dealing with an agreement with schedules, is that something that you can help them with?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to help anyone considering any commercial agreement and what they should be including in any type of schedule, and how to fit the schedules into the agreement, because both items are important: the agreement itself and the schedules that they refer to. And we can certainly help buyers, sellers, service providers, or any type of commercial agreement to have a good marriage between the schedules and the agreement that transacts whatever they may be transacting on.
Well, Peter, this is a very interesting topic. I'm sure we can talk about it for hours, but thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Adnan.